For VE Day 80, I wanted to do something truly special, and so I set myself the challenge of speaking to the people who were actually there. And while you know I was eager to sit down with a veteran, I also deeply hoped to hear the perspective of someone who had experienced the war as a young girl on the home front. Thankfully, I found all that and more when I reconnected with an old family friend, Kath. Now an incredible 90 years old, Kath has kindly invited me into her home for a nice cuppa where she is going to share her most vivid memories of growing up during World War II.
Curly, Larry and Moe, I think it was.
Oh, the Three Stooges.
Oh, no, there's the Three Stooges.
They're the Three Stooges. I know the Three Stooges.
Yeah.
I love the Three Stooges.
I did.
I loved them.
I thought they were hilarious.
Yeah, me too.
And I liked the cowboy films. I hate them now, but I liked them.
I have to say my grandpa loved a good Western.
Yeah.
So I have seen many a Western in my time. I really
you?
have, yeah. And you don't like them now?
I don't.
But they captivated you in your youth.
I did, yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, the first thing I'll say is thank you so much for inviting me into your home and agreeing to do this podcast for me in honour of the incredible celebrations that are about to befall us on VE Day.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to get to know you a little bit, particularly from a home front perspective and what it was like growing up in the war. And so just tell me, where did you grow up?
Sutton in Ashfield.
Sutton in Ashfield, which is Nottinghamshire?
Yes.
Nottinghamshire.
Yeah.
And what is your first kind of core memory of the war?
I think I was outside playing. We lived on Northern View, it was called. And there weren't many houses, just a row of cottages. Mm. And then the railway line.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And I know I was out playing, and then this awful noise come on. And I was frightened to death, and I run in crying to my mum. She says, "It's all right, it's the sirens, they're testing them." And that was...
And what were the sirens to warn people that there was going to be an air raid?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. And you remember hearing, how old would you have been?
Five.
And that was your first recollection of knowing of a war or knowing of something to do with the war?
Yeah, because it was on the radio all the time about whether it was going to be one or not. And
who did you live with?
My mum and dad.
Your mum and dad. Were you an only child?
I had a brother when he was born in 1939.
1939?
Yeah.
Wow.
He came with the war.
He came with the war. He did. He was a war baby, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And what year were you born?
1934.
1934. And you remember still them testing the sirens?
Yes, because I was petrified. I mean, they were so loud. I mean, it got to cover all of something, hadn't they? We went down the cellar.
Oh, the cellar. How often do you remember that happening? Was that a nightly occurrence or?
Not at first, but then after a year or so, they really came in.
Really?
Yeah, and that's when they did all that damage to that town. I've been trying to think, because it's got a cathedral.
Coventry?
Yes, I think it's Coventry.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think they hammered the town.
Oh, gosh.
And we could hear them. We heard them come over.
You never did?
Yeah. The aeroplanes have got a certain noise. It was like a Yeah, it was like a car.
Yeah.
And of course, I mean, I used to listen to what they were saying.
Yeah.
Saying, yes, it looks like it. They're there. They're going tonight that way.
And it was a sound you became very familiar with.
Very, yeah.
So you could tell when it was Axis planes versus Allied planes. Like,
Exactly.
Could you hear the difference between German and British?
Yes. Yeah.
How did that make you feel as a young girl? Did you really understand the gravitas of what was going on, or did you just do what your mum said? And did you feel any fear?
Yeah, I think I did. Yeah. I suppose you used to dread the nights coming because of what was going off. You could hear the guns and planes going by.
You could hear it while you were in bed?
Yeah. I had a hot water bottle. That's all. They weren't rubber, they were pot. And I must have kicked out of bed. I know my dad come running and get your things, and get down the cellar. He thought, the bomb.
He thought it was and it was your hot water bottle.
It must have woke him up, you see.
Because they're big pot things, aren't they, that you screw the lid on?
Yeah.
And he thought your house had been hit.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. It's amazing how much on tender hooks your parents must have been.
There must have been.
For him to run up immediately.
Yeah.
And what was your mum up to during the war? What was her... Did she work, stay at home with you?
Yeah, she was school dinners.
School dinners. And what about your dad?
He was a sheet metal worker.
Oh.
He worked at Rolls-Royce.
Yeah.
Repairing the planes.
Wow.
They got shot up. Yeah.
Wow. Did he ever have to go on the front line, or was his work important
No, because
here?
he was ill. He had infantile paralysis.
Wow.
Which is polio.
What was it like going to school during the war?
Oh, he just went.
And did you ever have to take extra precautions? Like you see
Yes.
footage now of like carrying little gas masks in those little satchels.
Yes,
did you?
We did, yes.
Wow.
It's in a tin box. That was the first thing we got at school
Yeah.
when they declared war. And then there was one for my brother,
Yeah.
a little thing like this. And I remember my mum said, let's put him in and try it. Oh, he screamed out.
Oh no, he didn't like it, did he? I can imagine they must be quite claustrophobic to wear.
And I kept saying, take him out, he don't like it, take him out.
A gas mask for a baby.
Yes, it was about that big. I used to stick it everywhere.
Did you? Everywhere?
Yeah, in the morning when I was ready.
Yeah.
There you go, got you a gas mask.
Nowadays it's keys, phone. Those days it was keys, gas mask.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah.
And what are some of your most significant memories of the war?
Well, they weren't supposed to have it, but they all put together and bought this pig.
Oh, as a community.
Well, just one or two neighbours.
Oh yeah.
It was all done on the quiet.
Ah.
Because you got to pay. If you did, you got to pay.
What? Pay for what? Having a pig? Oh.
Like a licence.
Oh, a licence. So you were doing it on the quiet.
Yeah.
And what happened?
Well, it caught something and it died.
So money well spent then. Oh dear me.
But it was for Christmas, you see.
Oh, bless you.
Yeah.
So your mum and your neighbours were all excited about this pig because you were going to, make use of it over Christmas, maybe have a nice bit of spot of meat, and it caught a disease and died.
Yes.
Oh, dearie me. And tell me about a wartime Christmas, if you can remember.
Yes.
Because I think, personally, that Christmas is really between the ages of 6 and 10. That's when Christmases were good. 8 years old, that's peak Christmas, I think, for a lot of children, because you still have that magic and wonder, and you believe, yeah. So what was a wartime Christmas like for you?
Well, there was a pillow. We used to put a pillow slip at the bottom of the bed. There wasn't much in. There'd probably be an orange, a few nuts, which I don't know why. And one year I got a sewing box.
Ooh.
Oh, and I loved it.
Ooh,
it was all pink and nice and full of different things. And
wow.
Yeah, that was it.
And did you have a tree?
Yeah, got little candle sort of things on, and I remember it used to come out year after year after year.
Yes.
I remember going to school with cardboard in my shoes because I needed new shoes.
Oh.
And my mum couldn't afford to have them done.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. But you just got on with it, and that was it.
And did you know anyone who went to the front line?
Yeah.
Do you mind...
my cousin, yeah.
Your cousin?
Yeah.
Do you mind telling me what happened?
Well, I think it was winter time. I know there was a lot of snow because I was out, when it came, I was out sledging.
Oh, you never were.
With my new Navy Mac. And there was this quarry, Quarrydale Road.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And I think they filled it in now, but it was really dangerous at times because it was sheer.
Yes.
And we used to go there.
You can't imagine kids playing like that today, can you?
And when I came home, we were sitting in the chair. And she said, it's been waiting for you. You not go without saying goodbye to you. He's got to go abroad. He's going to go abroad. Didn't say where or anything. And I remember sitting on his knee, putting my arms round his neck and kissing him and saying, well, it's funny, but I suppose if I'd have been a bit older, I'd have known that he was going abroad and it was dangerous.
Yeah.
But, I think my mum told me off about the Mac and I was a bit...
Distracted about that.
Yes, yeah. And I kissed him and said, see you soon or something like that. And I had to get off to bed, you see.
Yeah.
And that was the last time I saw him.
Wow. Wow, that's awful.
was,
How old did you think he would have been?
I think he was about 22. Yeah.
That is unbelievable that young men were going off to, leaving home and potentially never coming back and seeing it again. And what do you think were, from what you saw, obviously you were a very young child, so your perspective of the war is beautifully unique because you were seeing it through the eyes of a child. But
Yeah.
what elements of growing up in the war were the most challenging?
Food.
Really?
The lack of it.
Oh my goodness, do tell, because you know what, now you've said that, I'm going to grab my cup of tea and you're going to tell me about food because yes, I can imagine. I can't believe we've not got onto that yet.
Yeah. No sweets.
No sweeties. Oh no.
But my mum, now and again, she would make some.
Oh, she'd
She'd
make
get-
sweeties.
Yeah, she'd get a little bottle of mink something. And then you get these sweets.
Oh, were they nice?
Yeah, very nice.
So they hit the spot.
Yeah.
Gosh.
But then again, they needed sugar, and sugar was on ration.
Yes, of course,
So,
yes.
So we had to... We had to, sort of, me and my brother had to wait a turn.
Oh, gosh,
So
yeah.
it wouldn't be very often she made them.
No.
There was a thing about stockings. They couldn't get any stockings.
Oh, nylon was rationed, wasn't it? Yeah.
So they used to paint like a line up the wreck.
Yeah. Did you ever see your mum doing that?
No, not my mum.
Oh,
but,
no.
But the younger two, Nora, my mum's youngest sister, she'd be about 18.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She wants to keep up with the fashion of
Yeah.
the times,
Yeah.
doesn't she, at 18? Yeah.
And I can remember standing on the table and all this.
Oh, because they wanted it to be straight, didn't they? So you'd need the space to do it.
Yeah.
No good bending your leg over the bath, is it? You'd have a wonky line.
Yeah. I'd be a bit older. I'd probably be about 8 or something. I was woke up and my mum said, Kath, wake up because I want your bed. Go and get in with Michael because we've both got separate rooms. And when I came down next morning, I just went and got in. And
Sure.
because I was half asleep anyway.
Yeah.
And I don't know what was going off. And when I got down for my breakfast, there was 2 Yanks sitting at the table.
Oh, wow. No way.
Yeah. They'd run out of... they couldn't get a taxi because I can't remember taxis. They'd missed the last bus to where they've got to go.
Oh,
Well, I don't know, but I know they were there. And they were
stranded.
and eating the breakfast. My mum was cooking the breakfast.
Oh.
My dad got a tea towel every time serving him. And I had my breakfast and they were talking to me. And one of them said, what don't you like about it? What do you miss about the war? I said, I don't like the soap. I have to wash it in washing soap. And I was disgusted about it, It didn't smell nice, It was
Right.
horrible.
But you used it for everything, washing your
Everything.
dishes, your
That's all you
clothes and
could-
yourself.
That's all you could get.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. And then a few months later, we had a parcel and it was addressed to my mum. And I don't know what I forgot what she got. But I got 2 bars of soap, French toilet soap, and they smelt divine.
Oh,
So they remembered.
gosh. So they'd remembered you after all the way of getting to France and then sending you back your posh soap.
Yeah.
What an incredible memory.
Yeah. But I wished I knew who they was, but
I bet you do.
yeah. To thank them, yeah.
Wow.
I wonder if they survived. We don't know.
No.
Because my mum, she used to mention it now and again. Used to say, I wonder if we'll ever hear from them again. Or we had children come. They brought them from London or different places that were being bombed and that. and the people took them in.
Oh, evacuees.
Evacuees. We had one in the street. Oh, we treated him rotten.
Why? Was he like an outsider?
You know, I often think about it and I feel rotten about it.
Oh, go on, tell me
Put
what.
him in the pig bin. Every street had a pig bin
Yeah.
for the pigs.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I got into trouble there.
I bet you did. How old was he? I bet he was only about, what, 7?
Yeah,
8?
it must have been. Yeah. Probably less than that. My dad come out.
Oh dear. Oh, you were Catherine that day, were you?
Oh, well, yeah.
Do you think that was because he was like an outsider? Yeah.
He was from London, so he got this accent. You see.
Ah,
Yeah.
and that was strange to you.
you.
Yeah. So better to just put him in the pig bin. That poor little lad. I wonder if he's still here today. I wonder if he still remembers being put in the pig bin by you rotten lot.
Sent to bed.
I bet you were. Kath, that's very naughty of you.
I know.
Oh,
Yeah.
and what kind of games did you play as children? I mean, did you play like soldiers?
Cricket.
Oh, you played
I played cricket with the lads.
With the lads. With the lads.
Till I broke a window.
Oh, dear. You sound like a little terror, you do. The way that you can recall these memories is kind of incredible to me because, like I said, I can't remember half as much from my childhood with that same level of detail as you can. Do you think you just have a good memory, or do you think that that was a period that impacted you?
Yeah, yeah. I was frightened at first, right, frightened of it at first. And we moved from where we were to Bath Street. And that was, you know, a big house.
Yeah.
Quite posh, really. With a bathroom.
Oh,
we had a bathroom.
You had a
Yeah,
bathroom.
we didn't
Not to
before.
start with, but then you did.
Yeah,
Wow.
we had a bathroom. Of
Were you
course.
less frightened when you moved to that house? Did you feel, or was it worse when you moved?
No. I enjoyed it, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have a happy childhood?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow, that's very lucky.
Well, I think so. I mean, half the time my dad was missing because he was working,
Yeah.
and my mum was getting a bit short-tempered because she was overworked. And
Yeah.
She had a lot of responsibility. And I remember my dad, big back garden with 2 trees, and the next thing my dad bought was a load of chickens.
Oh,
So we had our own eggs,
yes.
and we used to pluck them, me and my mum pluck them ready at Christmas. Smell terrible.
Ooh, I bet. But it must have been a smart decision to have chickens because eggs were not. Well, you had powdered eggs, but proper fresh eggs must have been hard
my
to
dad
come by.
He really used his noddle because we had decided to have ducks, much to my mother's disgust.
Oh dear.
It ruined half the garden because he built a pond for them.
Oh.
And they ate everything there was in the garden, everything.
Were they worth it in the end? If you could catch my meaning.
I can't remember eating them.
Oh, okay. So hopefully your mum remembered, and hopefully she found it worth it after having her garden destroyed. I've just seen your pigeons are coming back.
Are they coming?
I love that you have a little flock of pigeons that you look after. They are loyal to you, aren't they?
Well, it's the seeds. Can you see the seeds
Yes.
in the thing?
They enjoy them, do they?
Yeah.
What is it? Is it the 5 flocks? The flock of 5 that I saw when I came in.
8. There's 8.
There's 8 of them.
I've seen the 8.
Wow.
Counted 8.
You've got more than I have.
But I mean, it's the seed that one, not me. It's the seed.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say, I think mine are the same.
Yeah.
And do you find that you're nostalgic for that era? You know, you hear a lot about a nostalgia for that time period.
yeah.
Do you feel you are nostalgic?
Yeah.
What is it about, you know, what is a war-torn time in your life that actually brings you that pang of nostalgia?
I don't know. Probably because it's finished and we won.
Because it's yes, that's a very good point. Because it's finished and we won. Do you ever find it strange that people are nostalgic for the period of the 40s. You know, you've got your 40s weekends, you've got reenactments and things. Is that strange
because
to
they
you?
go dancing, don't they, to different
Yes,
places? Yeah,
in their polka dot dresses and their victory rolls,
Yeah.
and their bunting. Is that strange for you,
Yes.
or are you glad that it happens?
People they're not like they are now. I mean, all now, all that matters is money.
Yeah,
And that was the least of your worries because you didn't get much. And I know my mum managed, we were well fed,
yeah,
and she used to bake and with what bits she'd got, and you'd always got something. Some days, it was bread and jam and bread and no butter, marge or whatever it
yeah.
was. But now and again you get a treat. And Christmas, she always made mince pies and jam tarts, and they were always done before, but they're always right up high.
Oh, really? So you
can't
couldn't
wait.
get them? Mm-hmm. She's a smart lady, your mother. I
Yeah.
think so.
Yes.
So is it strange to you that people do harken back with their 40s weekends and their dancing?
Yes,
And
yeah.
do you think it's wrong that they're doing it, or do you think it's just a display of remembrance about the rosier times?
I mean, the young ones do it, don't they?
They
so
do.
they don't really know what it's about, really.
Not really, no.
But they knew that their parents or grandma and granddad did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember VE Day?
I remember seeing pictures of it, the princesses supposed to come out the palace and get in with the crowd.
Mm.
Yes, that was on the news.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, I remember my dad taking me to see a pantomime.
Oh, I love a good panto.
Yeah, well, I think they had a table down the street when at the end of the war.
Really? So like a street party?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Did you attend? Do
Yeah,
you remember?
Oh, that I do.
Yeah, really?
I always had new clothes.
Ooh,
My
lucky
Auntie
you.
May, that's one of my dad's sisters,
Yeah.
used to make everything for me. And she used to knit me jumper. I used to have Fair Isle jumpers. Yeah.
I love Fair Isle jumpers.
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah.
Honestly. That's one thing I find. This is kind of you could say, superficial reason I even got into the 40s was how did everyone stay looking so fabulous when everything was rationed and you were going through a war?
Yeah.
And I think it's because they made it themselves, didn't they?
They got the wool, yeah.
Yeah, the wool, yeah.
She was marvellous with sewing machine and knitting and things like that. And she knitted me a swimsuit because I took up swimming.
Knitted you a swimsuit?
Can you imagine what it was like? Can you just
I'm surprised you managed to get out the pool and it wasn't weighing you down. I can't believe you wore a knitted swimsuit.
Yes, I did.
Wow.
I only wore it once. I didn't wear it again.
And I have to ask, because I hear this a lot and I want you to fact check it for me. A lot of people talk about the 40s, even if they've never experienced it themselves, because allegedly there was this real big sense of camaraderie and togetherness. I know you can only speak on behalf of you and your little community, your village or town, but did you feel that there was a sense of camaraderie and togetherness?
Yeah. But I think that this is it, because it was all the same for everybody, wasn't it? Yeah, nobody had got something more than...
That's a good point. We were all on an equal playing field, weren't we?
Yeah.
Because nobody...
You were all rationed.
I guess that all going through the same experience would have brought people together, because like you said, there was no status, there was no hierarchy, I suppose is the word, because you were all
the same,
all
in the same boat.
All in the same boat. That's a good way of putting it. Are you doing anything for VE Day this year? Have you got any celebrations in mind, or
No, I just watch the telly.
just watch it on the telly? Yeah, see what's going on. Yeah. Probably like many people have done, listening to the radio and what the Trafalgar Square celebrations were all about. You'll do the same, but with your television.
I experienced it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was there. Well, you know what I mean.
Yes, you lived through it, so you're just happy to not live through it again, so to speak. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Do you have any piece of advice for younger generations or people today?
Yeah. Throw away
your phones. Tell me why is that?
They come. My grandson and his partner. She sits there, he sits there, out it comes, and that's it. There's no, one time you all got together and, talking and this, that and the other.
Yeah.
I think they're missing a lot. What does it matter what other people are doing?
That's a really, really, really good point.
Yeah.
I think I could certainly take a leaf out of that book. What does it matter what other people are doing?
Yeah.
Because we're here now.
Yeah.
And we're connecting.
Good.
I mean, there might be 2 microphones in between us, but there's not a screen. And,
No.
I mean, the lovely people at home, I'm sure will get so much out of this. They will be seeing it through a screen, of course. And I think for that reason, technology can be a wonderful thing. But I think for deep, meaningful connection, you can't beat this.
No.
A cup of tea and a natter.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a really good piece of advice. So basically, put the bloody phones away. It really is it's a disconnect, isn't it? It's a barrier, isn't it?
Yeah.
And, to hear like your grandchildren, the minute that phone's whipped out, you've lost them. And, really everyone in our lives, but certainly our old relatives, have so much value and stories to tell, and sitting with you today has been a true honour.
It's surprising what you can remember.
Isn't it?
I don't know whether it's... I couldn't remember what I had for dinner yesterday.
Yeah. And yet you can remember all these years ago.
Yeah.
Why is it important for us as a society to keep remembering the war?
Well, I don't think these young ones will be bothered. I think it'll just die out.
Do you?
Yeah.
I mean, in a way, we should remember the war because we owe our freedom to it, don't we?
Yeah.
And it's scary to think that there might come a time where people don't know much about that period of history.
Well, when you think, have you seen the size of our island? And he tried to knock us into the ground.
Yes, he did.
And he didn't.
No. No, it was quite incredible what our little island managed to fend off.
Yes, yeah.
In the age of technology, which is actually an information spreader, weirdly, we probably won't hold on to these points of history quite as much as we should, and these memories.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm so glad that I was able to talk to you today. Sitting with you today has been a true honour, like to hear your story. I think you're absolutely wonderful, hilarious, and just being able to get a slice of growing up as a wartime child.
Yeah.
So thank you so, so, so very much for doing this with me.
Well, you're welcome. I've enjoyed it. I didn't think it mattered that much,
It matters very much, especially, in mind of VE Day, but your stories always matter. I'm so glad you enjoyed yourself. It means a lot to me that you did. That's really...
yeah, and thank you for the lovely flowers.
Oh, you're more than welcome. It's an absolute pleasure. Thank you for sharing such incredible stories with me.
It's nice to reminisce, isn't it? And, the more you do it, the more you can remember. Yeah.
Oh, good.